So I have to do a drive shaft bearing on my Arctic Cat Pantera 500 electronic fuel and I don't know why I do that. So anyway, the drive shaft bearing on this side is bad, and we get at it down here. So let's do it. The first thing we should do is put the lift down. Alright, so I got it on the lift. The battery is dead, which is why I have to have this on here. So maybe in this process I'll fix that, but it's awfully smoky. I don't know how this is going to go, but we'll try it. Alright, always remove these. You don't trip on them. Alright, so first things first, I guess I should take off that speedometer cable down here and check it out. But I guess first, let me get it up in the air and show you what's wrong. Okay, so come in here underneath and you look up at that bearing right there. Let me try and find a good way to illustrate it. That bearing right there is bad. I'm not even showing you. Maybe I can get at it on this side. The bearing over there is bad. No, I don't have a good way to show you. Anyway, that's what I'm after. So, first steps first. Let's take off this. Let's take off that speedometer cable and see what we have. Alright. I don't remember if the speedometer works on this or not. But if it doesn't, then that bearing would be why. So, that looks alright. So now we'll take those 3 nuts off. Looks like about 1/2 inch, and see what's under there. Can I tell you how nice it is to work at this level? Like, I can pick any level I want to work at. I got all my tools right here. I got my work right here. It's awesome. I love it. If you're ever thinking about getting a lift, if you plan on doing this stuff often, it reduces the aggravation involved with working on stuff, which is quite a lot, if you ask me. There's a lot of aggravation working on things. You know, it is 1/2 inch. I thought it was 1/2 inch, and I went and tried every size but. So anyway, get a lift. They're awesome. Also get a good set of tools. I've been working with crappy tools for a long time. I chose to not go the expensive tool route so that I could get a lift sooner. I'm sure eventually I'll pick up some nice tools. But for now I just have, this is a nice set. When I can find all of it. That's kind of the problem. The ratchets are kind of, I've had better. But, so after getting most of the nuts off, I would recommend taking these little pins out and removing this door, which I'll show you in a second. That's how you remove the door. That way you can actually get at the place you're trying to work. Okay, look at this. I can get right in here now. Alright. So anyway, still taking off these 3 nuts. Making a career of it here. Come off of there. Okay. There we go. Problem is I lost my camera rest. Alright. Oh, wow. So that's what a beautiful looking bearing looks like. This thing is totally shot. I don't know if you can see much of that, but yeah, there are like random bearing balls in there, and I can now say with relative confidence that the speedometer cable did not work. So this is what I'm replacing. Holy cow, that is just gone. Oops, I can't really move that, but there are a couple bearing balls there. So, now I gotta get the bearing out. Imagine it would just kind of fall out this way, but I probably have to take the drive shaft out. Alright, so loosen your track tensioners. Oh boy, I'm gonna need to go get another 9/16 somewhere. There we go. Wouldn't hurt to put some grease on these as well. Loosen them all the way down, and then you're gonna want to bang this whole assembly forward. Alright, so you gotta release your track tension, which is these bolts here. Spin the actual bolt out. That nut that's on there is just a lock nut. So spin the bolt all the way out, then slide these wheels forward. That'll give you a bit of room in the track area. Now on the other side, I've removed the battery so that I can get in here. I'll show you. And now I'm going to remove this battery tray so I can get into this chain case and get the guts out. Anyway, I've gotten in here. I just pulled all these wires and the battery tray out of the way. So now I'm going to take the crankcase apart, which means I'm going to lose a bunch of oil, but you got to do it. So. Okay, so I have the alright, so I have the crankcase off, chain case cover off, and now I'm loosening the nut on the end of this shaft, and I'm going to pull these gears off. You can push your tensioner back like so. And then pop the chain off, and then I should be able to get at I should be able to slide the drive shaft this way so I can get it out of that other hole. So alright, so I've got the chain case off, I've got the gears and the chain off. I left these here. I reassembled the gear, the chains and the gears down there so I don't forget how they come off. I've got my 3 nuts off of here, and so this is ready to come off. And that right there is the bearing on this side. So I'll just set that like this so I know which way it goes back on. It looks pretty good on this side. So now the shaft should come this way. So that's what I'm going to try. Alright, confirmed. It did. I grabbed it and it moved this way. So now it should pop out the other side. Which I can try. Yep, so it's popped out the other side, which you probably can't see. But now I should be able to drop that out of there. Alright, after hours of fighting, not really hours, but I got the drive shaft out. So I had to use bearing puller in order to get that bearing, this bearing here, off the shaft, so I could actually get it out. But we have a problem. So the bad bearing has completely destroyed the shaft. I can't slip a new bearing on there. So I think I may try to find a that's what I'm going to do now, is go try and find a shaft. If I can't, I saw a guy online build a bunch of he basically weld all of this and then grind it down. Oh god, that sounds like an awful task. So I'm going to go see if I can find one. And that should should be all I need. This bearing on this side seems really good, so. But I'm all the way in here. If it's like $5, it's probably worth picking up the other side bearing. Let's see. The holder. I don't know if the holder was destroyed as well. Let's see here. The holder actually might be okay. I just have to take the pieces out of the old bearing. So, anyway, that's what's going on. Apparently this is a pretty common problem. But let's go see if there's a drive shaft available for sale and go from there.